And good afternoon. Welcome to the Big T today here at the Maryland State Fair. I'm Stan Salter, Dave Rodman. A beautiful Sunday for you. We're having a big opening weekend here at the Maryland State Fair. Let's talk about opening Saturday. Yesterday, the lieutenant governor was here. All the college kids were here. About 100 college kids came out for College Day. It was races were dedicated to Dick Woolley, the late race caller here at Timonium. And how about the $75,000 Maryland Coalition Stakes? The Maryland-bred Clubman and Julian Pimentel with a big win.
Clubman can do anything. I think he can go long, Stan.
Yeah.
He can go short. I look for Clubman in the near future to go just about any distance.
We topped in the Maryland Million Classic.
I think so. Rodolfo Sanchez Salamon's done a great job with that runner, and he was dominant. Well, they made that move just about the quarter pole, just above the quarter pole. He was on the outside. He knew the race was over. He had a good pace set up, but it's the way, the style at which he won, each and every stride widening, and then an ears up, easy win for Clubman.
So that
was the first of two stakes we'll have at Timonium this meet.
Yeah, another big stake next Saturday as well. So that was the fourth win this year, ninth lifetime win for Clubman. He's now made close to $400,000. So big things down the road for him. He's only a 5-year-old. So Pimentel with a big day. Phone My Posse again. Got a 6th consecutive win yesterday with Arnaldo Bocachica aboard Bocachica with a big 3-win day yesterday. Phone My Posse again, a strong 1-5 winner for Robert Cole and trainer Kevin Patterson, who had a big day. He had a 2-win day.
Yeah, I like that Presque Isle downshipper a little bit in that race. Thought he'd show a little more early speed. He did not. He didn't like the dirt, I don't think, the way his action was going. And when I saw Phone My Posse again step onto the track here at Timonium, I knew he was a short price and he's going to be tough to beat, but I knew the race was over. He was in good flesh out there at the Big T. Great thing for the fans if you're out here at Timonium and get up close to the horses in the paddock, and you're very close to them on the rail as they warm up right in front of you and go by you as they headed down to the 6.5 furlong starting point as well.
All right, so we had a big day yesterday. It was a big crowd. The apron was packed all afternoon. Everybody hung around to watch the Travers up there at Saratoga, and the 3-year-old picture continues to be wide open. War of Will, he's 1 or 2 wins away from being the champion 3-year-old. Code of Honor, he stamped himself as being a top 3-year-old. A big $10 winner for owner-breeder Will Farish and the Hall of Famer Shug McGaughey. Johnny Velasquez with a big win. Code of Honor wins yesterday's Travers.
Old school win, Shug McGaughey. And also, thinking back, he's won an Easy Goer, Rhythm, Coronado's Quest, Easy Goer going back to 1989, 90 with Rhythm, Coronado's Quest in 89. And here he is again with a 4th Travers victory, tying him for the 2nd most Travers win in history.
Yeah, you had an Elliot Birch stat. He's got the most?
Winbert Mulholland.
Okay, I was off.
1939 to 1963.
Okay.
Between 39 and 63, winning 5 Travers.
Gotcha.
I was there for just the 63 when I remember that one. I was about 5 or 6.
Right. All right, so the Hall of Famer Shug McGaughey, he wins the Travers again. Code of Honor, he's now a top 3-year-old. So some good memories there of the Travers.
Yeah, and again, old school Will Farish, who's had so many good horses in the past, getting the first Travers win. So big day there up at Saratoga. Huge day coming up at Timonium to cap off opening weekend at the Big T.
We have to talk about the restaurant we're sitting right in front of here, the Nick's Grandstand Grill and Crab House. George from Nick's brought me out some oysters yesterday, some raw oysters. They were delicious. Looks like they're going to have a raw bar set up right out front today. And you have the Tommy C's Seafood Club, the shrimp salad, South Baltimore style. So I'm looking forward to a little lunch today at the Nick's Grandstand Grill here.
That will be 2nd floor of the Grandstand. If you're around the building listening now, here at Timonium, the Grandstand Grill. And it's also the center for simulcast action, not only today, but just about every day of the year-round simulcast action from Timonium. You can bet on all the races from around the country.
All right, now we're good to go. The IFB won't stay in. You just take it out. Just get that thumb thing out of here. So here we go. Race 1. It's my IFB. I took it out. Here we go. Race 1. We're going a half mile to kick off the popular early pick 5. Mandatory payout on the early pick 5. Industry low, 12% takeout. Maiden nickel here, 3 and up, going a half mile. The 3 Big Bruiser we both have on top. The the favored Jason McCutcheon. Another win yesterday with Al Cortez, so they've won 2 here at the Big T. And Big Bruiser, first time gelding now, and looks like he has early speed, and looks like he's going right to the front.
Yeah, I was just had a discussion with a racing fan, asked me what the FTG meant in the form for Willie the Whale, but forgot to show him too that Big Bruiser also listed as first time gelding today, and this is another McCutcheon runner who I think is prepared to run, show speed, and perhaps win today. You see he's been training there at the McCutcheon Training Center July and August, most recently a 49 and 1 work. So he's got speed. He is also a FTG, as it says in your form, first time gelding, and I'm going to choose him on top. Big Bruiser, you like him as well.
All right, I used a 2 in the exacta, Dusky for Leo Ambrosi. Leo had a win the other day. They took him down. See if he can get some luck here with Dusky. First time Lasix today, and the Bug Boy Kymar Trotman, who's won here this opening weekend. So the 2 Dusky, I think, first time he's shown speed before. Now he gets first time Lasix. That should help today.
Willie the Whale's had some speed on the dirt before. Also, he is a first time gelding as well. Chased the very quick Zeta Rosa, but you got to have your running shoes on when you're trying to beat these McCutcheon speedsters. I think Big Bruiser goes to the lead. Willie the Whale will try to chase. Here comes Mongo, is kind of an interesting prospect. They tried the turf first time. Second time out, used Lasix. Race was rained off via turf, or taken off the turf that day. Onto the main track, drops down a nickel. Perhaps a bit of a closer in this spot for Ann Merriman. Here comes Mongo.
All right, so we both have the favorite on top here. The 3 Big Bruiser trying to give McCutcheon and Al Cortez their 3rd win of the meet. Let's turn the page here. Race 2 kicks off. The early pick 4. We're going a flat mile, claiming 4,000, 3 and up. Haven't won a race in 6 months or never won. 4 are the conditions. I like the 4. I have the 4 on top here. 40 acres. Your 8-5 morning line favored in this contest. The last few haven't been very good, but he gets a nice big drop today for Hugh McMahon and Katie Davis. So 40 acres going to be a short price favorite here in race 2. I'm not going to try to beat him.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm way off course today, but I did try to beat a few favorites. I've got some long shots I like, and I'm taking the first shot here with number 2, Blessed at Mass, who last out ran at Finger Lakes. The last 2 starts at Finger Lakes behind a horse named Trumpet Man, who's a 10-year-old with 19 wins to his credit, and an old class horse who at one time ran Beyer Speed Figures back in the 90s. J.D. Acosta picks up the mount. Now, Katie Davis had 2 calls in the race, went with Hugh McMahon, but I understand that because she does ride for Hugh McMahon, but they pick up Acosta here on Blessed at Mass, taking a shot to beat the favorite in the 2nd.
All right, and yeah, J.D. Acosta, 2-win day, opening day on Friday here at Timonium. So I like the 2. We both like the 3. Don Camillo for Kimberly Gracie. Jose Montano will ride the 7-year-old son of Go Zapper. He's made over 100,000, has early speeds, been knocking on the door against Beaten Nickel at Charlestown. Went 9 furlongs last out, so he'll be dead fit for the mile today.
Well, Don Camillo is going to show early speed, but, you know, with Chinkopin in the race, and I think maybe that might soften him up a little bit. So Don Camillo shows speed, stopping in his most recent form, but important to note that he has come from off the pace before. If you go in his way back form, his win profile also shows an off the pace victory, so maybe he can let some speed go today or try to rate a little bit. We'll see what the tactics are for Don Camillo.
All right, a long shot I didn't use to 1 French's Quest is 20-1 here in race 2. You have the horse in the mix here for trainer Jose Corrales.
I thought his race behind Federal Walk against starter allowance groups back in June was good enough to give him consideration here. Federal Walk, the winner of that race, runs a decent Beyer Fig, is 74 in winning that race on June the 1st, a horse that beat French's Quest. Later that same day, Gotham News, who we'll see, I believe, later today, City Gold, a True Gentleman, horses like that. They ran figures in the upper 60s, low 70s that day as well. So a strong race. He doesn't have a whole lot of early foot. His best bet is to close and pick up a share, but he's 20-1. He could liven things up.
All right, so I go with the favorite on top. Dave has a 4-1 shot on top there in race 2. Let's turn the page. Race 3, one of our features of the day, a nice maiden special weight for 2-year-olds going a half mile. This is going to be a popular race. I have the 2 on top. Wicked Sun, this 2-year-old son of Wicked Strong, is also, I should have mentioned the dam first. Forget Wicked Strong. Hey, he didn't make no $2.5 million like Extra Heat did. Extra Heat, the multiple graded stakes winner. She was a grade 1 winner for trainer John Salzman Sr. and owner Kenny Taylor. She was a champion 3-year-old sprinter for females. She almost beat the boys in the Breeders' Cup Sprint. She lost by a neck to Squirtle Squirt. I had 200 to win on her that day at 17-1. That was a tough beat. Bobby Frankel got me that day. But she's been a decent producer as well. Extra Heat's thrown some nice runners. They've all had speed, so I expect the 2, Wicked Sun, to have some speed here. Forget about the works. He's out of a grade 1 winner who made $2.5 million. So I have the 2, Wicked Sun, on top.
Extra Heat, the bargain $5,000 purchase that made that $2.3 million by Wicked Strong, is turning into a decent little 2-year-old sire, and they only paid $6,000 for this one. So Kenny Taylor, same connections as Extra Heat, trying to pull the trick once again with Wicked Sun. I went to the horse that's had a little bit of experience on the dirt, and at both races at Laurel, once in the spring, once in late July. That is Dreaming of Love. John Robb looking to maybe turn around a little bit of bad luck so far this meet. I like the fact that he's out of the Skyscanner race where Golden Gary put the blinkers on and romped on the turf. Next time out, you remember Golden Gary on the turf at Laurel running a big 72 Beyer figure. So this guy's had experience. You know he's got speed. He's been on the lead in both of his starts. Wicked Sun better be wicked fast like Extra Heat, maybe to try to beat him to the punch early.
All right, so the 1, Dreaming of Love, I like the horse. The break is the key. This 2-year-old by Imagining is going to have to break sharp from the inside with the X-Man. That was a real strong key race in debut back on May 4th. First and second place finishers there would both come back to win. So 2-1 for me, 1-2 for Dave on top. We both like the 3 in here. Benny Havens didn't break very well in debut for trainer Anthony Aguirre Jr. Needs to break better today. Kevin Gomez gets aboard this 2-year-old son of Outflanker.
You believe in some family karma?
Yeah,
Tony Aguirre last night. Did you see that?
I saw it on my email. I saw the press release from Darrell Wood. Yeah, Redeemed Gentleman, a big long shot winner for TJ's dad last night.
Yeah, so maybe his son can get a win, first win as a trainer today with Benny Havens by Outflanker out of Saucy Countess. Not much there, but the second dam was Fighting Countess, who was a decent mare around here at one time. So a little bit of possibility there on the dam side of the family. And look who he comes out of the Golden Gary race, the horse I told you about before, but he didn't really pick up his feet on the turf at 79-1.
All right, and we also like the 5 in here. He's Meant to Be by Tapazar for Anthony Farrier. The Farrier Barnes had a couple wins here at Timonium. He's 24% in a positive ROI with first-time starters. Ashley Castrenze will ride this colt. Good outside draw for the 5. He's Meant to Be.
Yeah, he's a gelding. It should be listed as a gelding as number 6. Crash Davis should be listed as a gelding. And an important scratch, too, out of the race, a firster from the Farrier barn that had, out of the third race, that had been working bullets. That's 4 out of bullets out of the race.
He's out.
That's a mouthful. Horses working bullets,
right,
named out of bullets.
He's a bum.
He's
out. He can't. He can't
so
run. He didn't scratch him.
All
right. So nice maiden special weight there in race 3. Here we go. Race 4. Lots of action here in race 4. We kick off the middle pick 4. We also kick off the 20-cent rainbow pick 6 here in race 4. We're going a half mile here in the 4th, claiming $8,000 for 3-year-old fillies or filly and mares 4 and up. Never won 3. I have the favorite on top here. Call Me Jelly Rolls, looking for 4 in a row. A nice claim here for Jerry Robb. Claimed this filly by Midnight Loot. Claimed her for $8,000, and now he's won 3 in a row. She's a 3-year-old filly, taking advantage of the dual condition here. She's a 5-time winner going against older who have never won 3. So I think Call Me Jelly Roll gets her 4th win in a row today here at Timonium.
Well, those wins were at Laurel. You're at the Big T going a half mile today. I know she's got some speed. I'm going to take a shot against her. Here's one of the horses I pick it against the favorite. We're going to long shot play of the day on the outside with Laurie Testerman and tack up Or actually, it's Jonathan Badillo training today for the former Laurie Testament trained mare. Good second at Pimlico back in the spring on May behind Gatto St. Honore. And look at that race back at Timonium September 2nd. Nobody was going to beat more than Treasure September 2nd of last year. It's only had one start at Timonium. Going a half mile. I'm going to take a little shot here against Call Me Jelly Roll. Probably wrong, but we'll see.
All right, well, you get a nice big price here on the 7 tack up, coming off a layoff here for new connections. We'll see. I didn't use the 7 at all, so I want to make sure. I don't want to drive the price down for
we've
you.
Got a lot of disagreements today, but again, maybe I'm seeing the ball, maybe not.
All right, well, we both we're all over the place here in race 4. The 6, I used a 7-5 favorite here in my exacta. Nancy said so for Adam Ingram. Batista will ride. This horse has a lot of speed. Barn change now to Adam Ingram. The half mile should be right up this filly's alley. She's been running against cheaper. She's been running against cheap at Mountaineer. She's a 3-year-old filly who's won 3 times, made 100,000 already.
Out of the Jason Service barn, and perhaps I don't know. It was an owner change, so the horse is sold privately. I'm not sure whether it's a super positive move there for Nancy said so. So I took some shots here in the 4th race.
Yeah,
7-3-1-5.
And we're going from a 29% barn to a 6% barn. I hear what you're
That's
saying.
my
there.
point. Yeah.
All right, so maybe some suspect favorites here in the 4th to kick off the pick 6. We both like the late pick 5 today. No carryover, but nice industry low, 12% takeout on all the pick 5s here at the Big T. Dave, you have a ticket for the late pick 5. Let's check out your ticket first, see how you played it.
Okay, I went all in on a single in the 8th race today. And putting all my eggs in the basket in the 8th race to Twin Valor first off the claim for a guy who trained the stakes winner yesterday, a guy named Rodolfo Sanchez Salomon. You ever heard him? Yep. Twin Valor in the 8th race and spreading around all around it. So it's a $36 ticket, 2-3 with 1-3-5-7 with 3-4-6 with the Hail Mary single with the 3-5-8 in the final race of the day. Best ticket I could come up with at a reasonable cost today for the late pick 5. And you have a pick 5 ticket as well, but I believe no singles, right, Stan?
Could not find a single here on the late pick 5. Let's check out my ticket real quick. I have a $32 ticket in race 5. I like the two favorites here, the 2 and the 3. Race 6, I like the 6 in the 7. The 7, I wish I was specials, a nice 6-1 price there in race 6. Race 7, I go with the 4 and the 6 there, your 2 favorites in race 7. Race 8, nice feature, nickel starter, going a mile and a 16th here in race 8 to 2 Regal Quality, but the 7 City Gold, my long shot play of the day, 8-1 on the 7 City Gold with Julio Correa aboard, so that's my long shot play on the late pick 5. Then race 9, that's a wide open maiden, 16,000. 2-year-olds going 6.5 furlongs. I go 4 deep there with the 3, 5, 7, 8 there in race 9. So you're one. You used the 1 Twin Valor in race 8. That's your single, right?
Right. I'll get to that. At least we got some common ground in 3 of the 5 races today in the sequence. Maybe do a mix and match.
All right.
Between Stan's ticket and my ticket.
Let's see if we can get live here in race 5. We're going 6.5 furlongs, claiming 5,000, 3 and up. Haven't won a race in 6 months or never won 5. Those are the conditions. I go with the 4-5 shot on top, Elusive Hero. One last out at Laurel Park, late July, going 6.5 furlongs on the dirt. That was a beaten nickel. That was an A in 6 months, never won 4 life. We got a big 70 buyer with that win. Farrier claimed the horse that day from Cal Lynch. Claimed the horse, a 4-year-old by Runaway and Hyde here for Super C Racing. They wait the 30 days. They go right back in for the nickel. Good spot for Elusive Hero. Boca Chica had a 3-win day yesterday. The Farrier Barn had a 2-win day yesterday. They had a big crowd out here. So the Farrier Barn going after that bonus money. I think they're awfully live here with a tough 4-5 favorite. And you have the 2 on top as well.
Yeah, I like the Farrier horse off the claim, as you said, going after the bonus money here. The internals of that race, which that runner was claimed last out. Elusive Hero, very, very strong. It went to opening quarter 23 a half and 45 and 3, going 6.5 furlongs, and that stacks up pretty favorably, if I can get my note up here, to a good optional allowance, optional claiming later in the day, won by an old class horse named Old Time Revival. So I think they're claiming they've just had the big T in mind and going after it. Here's a favorite I'm not going to try to beat here, Elusive Hero. Though Cookie Crisp does step down from Open Company into a race with some conditions here. So that race, that horse I'm going to use as well. And I think those are the two horses we both use to open the pick 5, the 2 and the 3.
All right, good stuff. 2, 3 all day long there in race 5 to get us live in the late pick 5. Race 6 will kick off the late pick 4. We're going 6.5 furlongs, claiming 5,000 3-year-olds. Straight 3-year-olds or 4 and up, never won 3. That's the conditions here for race 6. I go with the 6 on top. 9-5 favorite here, flat out mine for Wasabi Venture Stables and Jesse Cruz, leading rider for the summer meet at Laurel Park. Julio Correa will ride this horse. A big win last out against Nickel 2 Life, big 69 buyer. For that win, won by 7 1/4, beat Quit Your Moanin', who would come back to win. Was coming off a freshening, so it looks like Jesse Cruz figured this guy out, and the 6 flat out mine going in the right direction. I'm not going to try to beat him. I use him on top here, race 6. You go against them all together.
Well, I mean, I don't know where that race came from, to be honest with you. So it was either an aberration or he's figured the horse out for sure, and he'll win again, and I'll be off out of the pick 5. I went with a horse who I think's going to show some speed in here, and that's 7. I Wish I Was Special. Has been reliable for pace back November, December at Laurel and at Charlestown. The pace numbers there pretty good on both of those races. Nice wake up, almost got the job done. Going a mile and 70 at Delaware. Get beaten in the last jump there by Sidewalk Prophet. Corrales Barn looking to strike here. Flat Out Mine shows up. These two could get in a little bit of a tussle perhaps up front. And I went to the 7 here for a little bit of a price with Taislaya Pustina.
Yeah, I like the cutback in distance for the 7. I like the 113 that this 4-year-old has to carry for trainer Jose Corrales, and I like the better 6-1 price we're getting on the 7. So I like the 7. I use that horse on my late pick 5. I didn't use the 3 here. Bobo Jones for Jackie Savoy. J.D. Acosta rides this 5-year-old son of Smarty Jones today.
A sneaky good race last time out at Laurel on August the 10th. This is the closer, one of the closers in the race. And if the pace gets lively up front, you can expect Bobo to be closing here at the Big T. He finished 5th. 6 by 14 at the 8th pole call, finished 5th, beaten 9 lengths, but he was just getting going. A real strong gallop out for Bobo Jones. He's got some pace in front of him today, and I like the 10-1. You're probably going to get on him here. Problem is, will he be too late? Will the pace be fast enough? But I think he's ready to strike for Jackie Savoy today.
All right, I didn't use him. You'll get a nice price there on the 3. I need the 6 or the 7 here on the late pick 5. Let's turn the page here. Race 7 kicks off the final pick 3 of the day. We're going 6.5 furlongs, claiming 5,000 filly mares, 3 and up, wide open nickel here. And we both have the 6 on top, 2-1 here on the 6. Unique Humor for Jerry Robin, the X-Man. This 4-year-old filly by Jimmy Creed. She's won 2 of her last 3. Showed speed last out and then weekend, but you get the X-Man now. You get speed on the outside. The 6, Unique Humor, is going to get a beautiful trip in here. I think the 6 gets a better trip than the even money favorite here, the 4, My Chesa Charm. So I go with Unique Humor on top.
Yeah, so do I. I think she'll get a decent trip from out there. You see that there's gold in the form there. Her last running on, and of course came back to win here at the Big T the other day. Yep. So I like that. Also liked her win 2 back at Laurel on July 19th. 6.5 furlong score there from just off the pace. I think you'll see the same kind of race here today. If you're a flat-out mind believer like you are, you got to like her. That buyer figure, or the actual time, actually only 1/5 of a second less than flat-out mine that day. So there's a couple good things pointing for Unique Humor's favor today for the Jerry Robb barn.
All right, the 4 is going to be tough. We both used the 4. She's the favorite. I didn't use the 3 here. You have the 3 in the mix. Big 15-1 price here on our man Charlie A. Frock. You know they have something up their sleeve here for the Big T.
Yeah, well, maybe this is the one. 2 winners out of her last race, June at Laurel, #selfie, and Louise. That's the angle I went for, and she's a price, and she has the ability to stalk from a little off the pace as she did at Charlestown at this 5,000 nickel level.
Yeah, she likes the bull ring. She won at Charlestown back in May. She ran well at Charlestown earlier this winter. I didn't use the 3, but you'll get a nice big price there on the 3. Hanalei Sunset, big feature of the day here. Race 8 to kick off the late daily double, a $5,000 starter allowance for 3-year-olds and upward. We're going a mile and a 16th here in today's feature. I go with the 7 on top, City Gold, 8-1. My price play of the day comes in race 8. City Gold's won 2 in a row for trainer Lacey Gaudet. Julio Correa rides the 6-year-old son of City Zip today. Only has to carry 119. I think City Gold has speed. It's going to get a good trip breaking on the outside. Doesn't have to go to the front. There's a little speed to his inside. He can go to the front, but if he doesn't make the lead, he can sit second or third. He stalked early on with that big win last out late July at Laurel Park. So I'm going with City Gold at 8-1, looking for 3 in a row today.
Yeah. He did stalk last time out, but I think he's going to have to go at some point. I think the problem with him is he's got Pumpkin Star in here, a shipper for Busch Racing Stable. I know those guys are coming down to the Big T today. So, when you make the trip down to watch your horse run,
sure,
they mean business today. And I don't think J.D. Acosta is going to sit around and wait for City to Gold to get out there all by himself.
Right.
Also, City Gold's last 2 wins at Laurel, those are 1-turn mile distances. He's got to go that Big T 3-turn mile on the 16th today. So for that reason, I'm going to go for a long shot in here and single a horse first off the claim for a guy who is 4 for 18 first off the claim, 22%, and a huge positive ROI, Mr. Rodolfo Sanchez Salomon, or RSS as I like to call him. This horse is a little bit of back class to go to. Back June last year at Laurel, that 81 buyer figure there and allowance optional claiming company. I think if they can just get this horse to turn around a little bit, he's going to show enough speed to stay close, mid-pack maybe, try to make a little run. Taking a chance here today, but 12-1 after yesterday's mediocre performance. Friday did okay, picked a couple winners, but I thought yesterday was a flat day. Let's see if we can light up the tote.
Well, I'm not going to pick him. I don't want to mess up your price here for the 1 Twin Valor. Rudy Sanchez Solomon's on quite a roll. They had a nice win already here at Timonium. Twin Valor, I remember this horse was pretty nice back when Linda Albert had the horse, so you'll get a nice ground-saving trip with Brian Pedroza on the 1 Twin Valor here in the feature. The 2 I use in my exacta, Regal Quality for Donnie Barr and jockey Kymar Trotman. The Bug, this horse run 2 big races since Donnie claimed him. 4-year-old son of Quality Road, a big second, going 7/8 against Nickel Starter last out at Laurel Park. That was a big second behind Bobby G. So I think the 2 Regal Quality is coming out of a strong race.
Yeah, indeed. The horse is in good form right now. So when a horse is in good form like this, you got to use him, I think, in the mix. I mean, I didn't use him today. I think Pumpkin Star is going to hook City Gold sometime, hoping for Twin Valor to keep running. Gotham News also looking for a little bit of a closing kick from him.
All right, so nice Nickel Starter going a mile and a 16th. Big feature of the day to kick off the late daily double. Here we go, one more race in race 9. We're going 6.5 furlongs. Maiden claiming 16,000 for 2-year-olds, and I go with the 8 on top here. On the outside, the 8 sidecars, 8-5, Boca Chica, Anthony Ferrier. A lot of speed on the outside. Sidecar is going to go right to the front, and with blinkers on today. Is that right?
That's right. He had them. They took him off last time out. Now they're putting him back on today.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Beaten favored his last 2, but he'll be a favorite once again today. I think it'll be awfully tough to beat.
Well, I mean, I used him in the final leg of the pick 5 if I'm lucky enough to get to that stage.
Okay.
But I'm not really sold on him because that race at Laurel on the grass, 23:46, it wasn't that fast for that day. There were a couple other races on the grass that day, and they went quicker fractions at the same rail 17 feet setting in him. And, that last 16th of a mile, he's just not following through. But maybe today's the day for him. It's a big T. He's got speed. What more do you want, right?
Sure.
At Timonium. I went number 5 in here, a little chance of victory, given a Canadian bred who comes back from Woodbine. They shipped him on the van up there, I guess, since he's a Canadian bred. He ran twice on the synthetic track, on the all-weather surface. Not much run up there. Showed a little bit of early lick and then dropped back. Added the blinkers last time out, so he's back on the dirt with first-time blinkers. Was second at Laurel back in June to a horse named Cole Sweat, who came back to run okay the other day.
Right.
I think ran second. I forgot the horse that beat him. But Cole Sweat's got a good early speed. I think victory given maybe right at his tail today with first-time blinkers on the dirt.
I like him. Nice 4-1 on the 5. And real quick, we both like the 3. Once in a lifetime for Jerry Robb and Xavier Perez. Beaten favorite in debut. Randerson okay 4th. Was wide. Gets an easier spot today. The 3 once in a lifetime. I should be right there.
I'm very scared of him. His debut at Laurel, better than looked. Broke a little slow in the field. Bumped at the break. Bumped the winner at the start of the race. And he kind of made a bid with the winner there, Maryland Bandit, for a while, and then wouldn't put his head down through the stretch. So maybe a little shadow roll or something. I'm looking for a little sneaky post-parade observation today. Once in a lifetime. I thought he ran fairly green. He wouldn't really put his head down with the drop-in class, beaten 2 lengths. He went from the 2 path to like the 10 path turning for home. Any kind of ground saving trip there maybe gotten him a little closer to Maryland Bandit that day. He's a tough one to read.
All right, so he's running back in 8 days. Hopefully he can improve here in his second start. I'm 4 deep here in race 9 to wrap up my late pick 5. That's it. We're out of time. Big 9-race program today here at the Big T. Beautiful weather, just like yesterday. Fast track. Industry low 12% takeout on both the early and late pick 5. We'll have a big crowd out here today. Come get some good Maryland seafood here at Nick's Nick's Grandstand Grill right here, second floor of the clubhouse. Good
I'm
luck
going to get a coffee in there.
All right,
yeah,
coffee's good.
I smell it from here. It smells good.
Coffee's good. I
All
think
right.
the crab cakes and shrimp salad's even better. I'm going to check that out.
All right.
All right, we're 29 minutes out for the opener. Good luck today.
Good luck.